Hey everyone, I'm Demis Hellen, and in this video we're going to take a look at building a techno build-up that leads to a drop, and I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks along the way. Let's start by listening to the track in question. The build is from bar 145 here. We're going to start just a little bit earlier for context, the transition into the build, and then the drop is here, so really we're working on this 16 bar section here. So there's a little bit to be desired on the drop at the moment, but you can hear that this section is good. We've got the building blocks there, but we haven't quite got the sort of like disconnect from the previous section to lead into that drop. So we're going to look at a few simple techniques. The first one that I'm going to show you is very simple, and it's using an EQ or a dual filter if you want to use that. And all we're going to do with the first one is select cutoff 24, can be anything that you want really. Now when we right click, we can show automation track. And you can see on this bass break now, if we just listen to it currently, it's the same all the way through. There's actually no movement in this sound. So we're just going to use a high pass for this using that frequency. So I'm going to bring it up to, let's just say just 1 kilohertz. And that's going to help with the transition. That's going to be nice because it's only there for support, so you don't really hear this element too much. So once most of the lows are moved out, it sounds like a natural progression. So that's just one way that we can do things. Another way is we can use reverb. So I'm going to show you on these leads here. At the moment, we have this. So it's really just opening the filter. It's sort of like dropped it off for the start of the break, the build, sorry, and then it's sort of like swelling back in. But what we can do here is we can use a reverb. So I'm just going to show you with RoomWorks SE, use the reverb that you're using in your track. And I'm going to make this 10 seconds. I'm going to put the high level to about halfway and the mix down to 0. And again, right click in mix, show automation track. We are going to use this mix. So all of my leads go through this bus here, including this riser up here. So let's just put the riser here so we can just see it a bit closer. Everything goes through to this bus. And we're going to increase the mix. So at the moment it sounds like this. So you can hear that it's filled it up. It's got tons of energy in there. It's really spacious. It's got really huge. And then we just sort of automate it back down to 0 and it becomes this dry sound again. And at the moment, there is no leads from this section going into there, just this sort of like top lead. That's just 16th notes all the way across. Looks like that, just 16th notes. And that just helps really sort of disconnect it from everything, but enhance the syncopation and everything else that you bring into the drop. So it really makes it hit harder. But what comes with that is a lot of low-end build-up. So again, let's use a dual filter for this one. So nice little plugin here. And what we can do is just right-click, automate position, and we're going to go upwards to make a high pass. So you can see here, that is our dual position. And I'm just going to set my start and end points at 0, and then make a little high pass. So you can see we sort of like really sort of pushing it away, making it distant with the reverb and the low cut as well, using that dual filter. And that's just a really quick and simple way of getting that job done. And then finally, I want to show you a couple of tricks that I use in Cubase 15. We can get the job done really quickly here, just using some right clicks. So we've got this little vocal atmosphere. You can see it's fading out. So it's actually a female vocal like this. I've got it gated at this point, and then it fades out as everything builds, so you get that sort of reduced amount of stuff that's happening in the build and just focuses more on the risers and the snares and everything else that might be there. I am going to make a nice little rising effect from this. I'm going to duplicate the track, and anything to the right and left for the rest of the track, just delete it. We just need this one section. So you can see now we've just got this. And then if we bring that back over here, we're just going to take a little slice of this pie here. So vocals. And I'm going to turn off all of the inserts for this. And I'm going to take a selection, say that bit there in the middle. And in fact, let's just make that 2 bars. And just to get rid of any clicks and pops, we can just use these handles and make a little fade in at these start and end points. Like so. And then what we're going to do is just add some, let's add Roomworks. Roomworks SE on again. And I'm just using this for the sake of time. It's much easier because there's just a few controls, easy to explain. And I'm going to set this, let's just say 17, 18 seconds. I'm going to flood the mix to about 80 to start with and bring into that high level like that. Diffusion up. So what I'm looking for is that reverb to sort of continue the same volume level as the sample instead of it dipping down. If you have that mix too low, it kind of gives you that effect. That's lovely and smooth, and I'm just going to give that the full 20 seconds just so we're getting the maximum out of this. Now, if we bounce this in place, we're just going to get one little tiny sample out of this. So quickest way just to make sure that you get the full thing is draw in a blank audio file over here and then just glue these two together. Then right click, render in place with current settings. I like to do this because it's got a higher quality to it. And then when we look at this, we can mute this previous channel now. We've got this effect here. So I'm just going to boost this. Let's just move it to here. I'm going to boost this up so we can see the details. Beautiful. So what we can do is we can right click this, process, and we can do all sorts of things. I'm just going to simply reverse this, as you can see. And I'm going to remove the last 2 bars of this. 1, 2, because that is where the sample was. In fact, let's just remove it to about there. And I'm going to make a little roll off like that, so it's just nice and smooth. And then we can bring that right to the end, and we've got ourselves a riser for the track now. So you can hear it abruptly ends. Just to get over that, we can put another instance of Roomworks on there, like that, just so we have something to tail off with and it doesn't end abruptly. So what we can do here as well is we can extend this. So at the moment it's sort of rising towards the end. We could make it double the length like this. So you can see now it's a lot longer and you can hear it right at the beginning. So I'm going to trim this down now. I'm not time stretching it, just trimming the audio file and making a little volume rise there. So I'm just going to bring that volume level down of this riser as well. And you can add stutter effects on there. You can do whatever you want with that. It's going to sound good either way. So one final thing, let's show you just that again. Utilizing a synth hit from the track. So what we've got here is a synth hit, and this comes from the lower section. These blue sections like call and answers to everything, and it's this sound. It's like a little sort of electric synth bassy hit, whatever you want to call that. And we've got that duplicated here now. And I've made it so it is just exactly 1 bar long. I'm going to do something a bit wacky. So you can use the time stretching algorithms and you can create all different time stretching sounds from the different algorithms that are available. I'm just going to use, again, the object select time stretch applies here. And I'm going to drag it all the way across the 16 bars. So we get this. Beautiful. And then all we have to do is make a volume ramp like that, and we've got a little riser. So with that, you can add stuttering effects on top of that and make it into a stuttered riser. It's entirely up to you. I could just demonstrate that here using the effects modulator. You can see if we just put the triangle and reverse this, and it's using the volume plugin. Let's give it a bit of a volume boost here. And then we can just remove the lows out of here. So you can see we've got a bit of a top end chopped off there. And the world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want to that sound so it fits with your track and fits with your theme, your sound. That is just a few things that I would do to get this build started. So let's have a listen to this in its entirety now with the 2 bars from the break as context for the transition. So the drop is to be desired, but the whole thing does its job. It sort of elevates you out of the track and it drops you back into it in the drop. That's what we're looking for. And we've utilized rolling out the lows. We've utilized adding more reverb and intensifying the mix amount on top of it, so it really disconnects. We've used effects that are already in the track and use them to build risers out of the reverb tails, and also this sample time stretching it beyond belief, so you get this weird texture, and then you can choose how you fade it in. And I just want to bring in just last thing here. If you don't want just a straight linear rise, you can just double click on this and you can choose to have a bit more of a curved rise in there, so you can control your volume a little bit more naturally and more humanly. So it's up to you how you do that. So there we are. That is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed watching some of the ins and outs of building a nice little riser, or a build, should we say, in Cubase 15. If you have any questions, I'm always around and I'll be happy to answer any questions. And with that said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Take care.